Hey there, and here you see me from the back, and also I am able to show myself from the front, hopefully. Here we go. Hey there, and wishing you a wonderful afternoon. And this here is about bringing you into your best mode and to your best mood in life and for your next life, because we all know that whether you are live and or you are leading your life, that's more or less the same thing. So people are going to see you how you really are. And so this is always why I like to have this additional camera here, so you see really how things really are, and a little bit also how I am doing my live videos. Yeah, if I am going to today's topic, I would like to show you how I started actually. This is how some pictures when I started in radio, when I started in broadcasting, and this shows you a little bit what I like to share with you today. It's about one of the superpowers that everybody can use. It's called will and persistence. And I think this is especially needed if you are going live, because make your people aware that you're coming regularly, that you are there, that maybe it's not exactly as expected all the time, but you're there. And so I am really going through a series now, how to create your best life. But again, how we know that it is you can all translate it into your real life as well. So you see me here like in 1997, in 1999, some time ago. It was definitely a nice time when I did a lot of internships in radio stations, also television, where there was a television seat or where there was radio. I was really attracted. And let me say it like this. I started in a county hospital radio station as a host, and how to cure people was not even that attractive to me. It was more that I was interested how can you really prevent being people from being sick, to bring in their full capacity again, and so make them happy and bring them good feelings. And I think that was what I was always interested in, and what I also was fascinated, how to reach out to people and to connect them with the right idea, the right frequency. So back from my youth to my existing youth, hopefully. But so today I would like to share with you some ideas on how you can lead the life that you really like. And so look at me like this right now. If you have any comments, I'm just seeing myself. I'm just checking if everything is good with going live. It seems fine with me. So LinkedIn is on. Let's also check Also feel free to write me a message where you are watching this, and if you can see me right now, because there seemed to be a little glitch the day when I am trying to do the multi-streaming. So hopefully this works. If not, you will certainly see this as a replay. Yeah, let me just ask you right here, do you know if you have any superpower, and do you think it's a secret nobody needs to know? Have you ever thought of like that you can do something that you're really good at? Do you think everybody can do that? If you like to share your, well, call it superpower or call it like whatever you like a strength, something you are unbeatable, just let me know. Really interested in to read that as well. Let me just see if somebody writes. Hey, Nikhil, very much. Thank you for having a look here. Looking forward to seeing you soon here in Geneva, and thank you very much for your feedback. Nikhil, you are an entrepreneur. What do you think? What is a superpower to be a successful entrepreneur and to, like realize your idea no matter what? Just let me know. Thank you, your perspective, because what I'm going to show you now is a list of, well, you can say superpowers. My mentor says it's a mental faculty, and I thought, wow, this is exciting. It's a list of 6 really superpowers, mental faculties, and I think you can use them for your life with an F and for your life with a V when you're reaching out. So there's no difference, and I am going to show this to you right now. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So these are the faculties in like as a supervision, or like all from the starts. Your 6 mental superpowers for going live are starting like this. So you have imagination to create something out of nothing, out of your dreams, and then to create something that is physical, that is tangible, and you didn't even know that it was possible before. But if somebody wouldn't have dreamed of, well, going on a plane, flying, then we didn't have a plane. If somebody wouldn't have dreamed of having other light different than candles, we wouldn't have candles. If somebody wouldn't have dreamed of, well, transmitting your voice through another point or another device than just shouting from one valley to another, we wouldn't have like the radio, discovered the radio waves and radio. So it is certainly not wasted time to dream and to keep the dreams away to the sleeping time. This is the way how you can realize your manifested business, for example. Yeah, Nikhil says perseverance and believe in yourself and your concept. That is important for your superpower as a startup, as an entrepreneur. Thank you very much. And here we go. The next superpower that is waiting right now. And that's the will. The will to hold one idea on the screen of your mind and execute this besides all outside distractions. And I think this is so valuable because we have so many things that, give us the latest, the cheapest, don't have to miss it. But, it's also trade. It's also real strength to keep on your idea and to keep on your direction. And even if you can't follow it 24/7, nobody can follow their ideas all the time and have like undivided focus. But to keep your focus on your life purpose and then wait for it until the time has come. And I think it's certainly, the strongest that I can relate to, because as I just said from the start, I was always interested in broadcasting and reaching out through new means of like radio waves or television, and like how to get in contact. And well, it was never really the time, I have to say. I think either I wasn't ready, and I was certainly not ready for like speaking in front of like a camera or speaking in the radio, for the radio as an announcer. And this is why maybe it took a little longer, but I never kept, I never, let this dream, pass away. And when there was a possibility that went into this direction, I took it. So this is why I landed at a bank's public relation, that you look for somebody to lead YouTube interviews. And this is why I am sharing some ideas about how to reach out with live video right now with you, because certainly the time has come for everybody now that we are reaching out through live video, no matter where it is, Zoom, or whether it is through Facebook Live, whether it is through Twitch, whatever. So you could also say live is doing a recording and then send it to your colleagues. I think everything is now ready for this new virtual way to communicate and to get in touch, basically. And so this is also a great and fascinating tool that I'm using right now. It's called Prezi. And this is also giving you like both of the nice worlds, like a presentation and also the possibility to see yourself or see each other in a presentation and video conference style way. And so thank you everybody for your comments. And let us just switch to the next superpower that everybody of us can use for going live and for our life in general. It's our intuition. So it's the small voice inside of us that speaks our truth, that speaks your truth. Everything can be right, everything can be wrong. You can go this way, you can go another, but what is it that you really want? And what is corresponding to your goal, to your direction? Some of us might not know, and there were certainly times in my life when it was so hard to pick. And I think especially when I felt, there are opportunities that where I'm working right now that are not matching entirely, and so with what to choose, where to go next. Or I would say especially something when I felt, okay, it has to be right, there is something that is expected, and it has to be really, really in a certain way. And it took me so long to then decide how would I like to do it. And I think the intuition, the training of this intuition, of this superpower, just makes you more confident to go for your way and to know it right from the start. Okay, this is an offer that I don't really want, for example, job-wise, because it's just not corresponding to what I believe. And also maybe in an encounter when you think, this is really not what I feel right now. There is something more to it. And we have here this comment from a user who says, intuition is like an invisible compass. I learned to trust it 100%. Yes, exactly. And I think it's so true. So you can absolutely trust your intuition, and especially sometimes it's the first thing that you thought when you wanted to do a decision, and then you had again a thought about it that where you thought, maybe I should take the other way, and it's maybe not that good, if it's maybe harder, maybe it's not as cheap, it's maybe I shouldn't do it, and maybe you have then not at the end regretted it a little bit that you didn't follow your intuition. So intuition is always perfect. Intuition you can trust, and I think, I would say it like this: learn to listen to your intuition and really feel if it's the intuition that is really speaking from you, or if it's not fear, or if it's not any like pressure that you think, okay, that could be intuition because I fear I shouldn't do it. And at the end maybe you should have done it because it was your inner voice that told you, okay, let's go for it. So in this regard, there are so many techniques, there are so many ways to listen a little bit better into your intuition and see, okay, where do you want to go? Especially as successful entrepreneurs, just think, as we are just talking about entrepreneurs, they have learned to follow their intuition and make the decision, and then stick to it as well. But certainly also to change if the circumstances weren't right anymore. So Facebook user, thank you very much. The only challenge you encountered, or he or she writes, I encountered, is to take action immediately. Yes, I think so too. So that's sometimes where we procrastinate, where we are not trusting our intuition, and then we are waiting, and maybe then the opportunity is gone, the table is gone in the restaurant, or whatever. There is this thing that we thought, let's go for it, and it is gone then. And that's also certainly a useful learning, and nobody to blame, but something to learn out of something like this. And let me just also take you into this, maybe job. We are now Friday afternoon here in Europe, so the job is still moving on. So where have you met people in your job, maybe when you said, it works well, even though I don't know why, but with others it doesn't work that well, even though everything is perfect. So you feel, there is maybe something where that didn't match, and where you can say, this is something where your intuition speaks, maybe immediately or later. Then the next faculty that I would like to draw your attention to is the memory. So memory is like a muscle that we can train, and we can use this certainly for our live videos, absolutely, because you need to be present in the moment. If you have everything memorized, what you are going to catch up with on your live video, your points, your talking points, basically you have this little summary in your mind that you can that you can follow after each other, then it's an absolute plus, where you can help yourself with being free and just talking on and being present in the moment, and on the other hand to just be faster and to talk about what you really want to talk about, and you don't have to be distracted. So the thing about memory, it has to be trained like a muscle. People think sometimes there is a person that has a very good memory, so this is something that certainly in the genes or something. No, it's not. So everybody can learn that, and especially with the right techniques how to memorize, it's an absolute pleasure and also help for you to be present in the moment and to still memorize and to be relaxed. here we have these two kids here that are quite good with their memory capacities, I would say. Yeah, and then the number 5 superpower that you can use is your reason, of course. And this everybody thinks, of course, of the reasoning mind. We can think of something, and so then we make the logical conclusion what is the right thing to do. Yeah, I think it's a little bit like thinking really for yourself, thinking really on about all the options, about all the perspectives, to analyze this and then to conclude and evaluate this. And so yeah, being out of your emotions. And so here I have picked just quite an emotional scene, but it's also something that you have to be aware. It doesn't need to be like drawn, like a lot of people think, but they're just actively, well, doing something. No, take your time and draw your conclusions. Yeah, and I just have the comment, playing the memory game as a kid is such a great preparation of life. Absolutely. And this is, I would say, probably the way how you memorize it is in the in 3 dimensions here. And of course, the way to memorize things is also about a story, for example, about different dimensions. Think of like where a certain scene, a certain, for example, a room where you put things then, and think of a story, so many ways. And yeah, here we go with the reason and with thinking and before you do something. And this is of course so important before you really go into the action, and then also before you believe it, and everything you think of so wisely in your rational mind, then of course it can also trickle down and you believe. That's just what the user is writing. Thinking is believing, and everything in life starts with a thought. It's better than being directed by some outer force that just says, okay, you have to go this way, you have to go that way, and who is at the end doing the life, thinking the life, devising the life that they really want. And so it is the same thing with your live video. So what would you like to share as a thought, and what would you like to convey here? And so certainly today my thought was to participate, like to help you to understand what you can all use for your live video to make them really, really strong. And now the last and 6th superpower is your perception. So your perception is your point of view, and it controls what you are aware of. And there are so many perceptions. It's not only one point of view. We all know this, but we are also quickly forgetting this. And I would say the possibility to just have the distance in a way, to be able to change your perception of a certain situation, that just makes you so free of then being too fast in a conclusion and to making the right decision. And so here, this guy here is in the middle of a city street. His perception certainly is on the smartphone screen, but okay, so it can also change rapidly, or he has to change rapidly when the outside world is coming back, and here the cars, and when he doesn't really look on like the traffic in this regard. What do you think, user? How can you change your perception? I think it's a training to really, on the one hand, be empathetic, being, to understand the other point of view as well. There is this story about this kids in the subway train that were just wild, and somebody wanted to complain and say, okay, to the parent, can't you take care of your children? They are so not well behaved. And then the end of the story was that, the parents were going through a big crisis, and so the parents were just not able to take care of their children, and so the person who wanted to start it with this thought about blaming then changed the perception and said, oh wow, so you are just coming out of an accident, and so you need help. So this is the way how we can change our life, and we can also help others to become like better. And I think especially when we are in a live video, I always say it, I repeat it again, live video is about interaction. So I also don't know what is coming next, okay? So what comment, what question comes. And so this is the beauty of it in a way, because we are all building of something. If you are taking part of this right now, so of course, thank you for your attention, and also for your willingness to build on this with your questions, with your comments, with your thoughts. And this is wonderful, of course. So as we are wrapping this up, imagination, will, intuition, memory, reason, perception, there are all possibilities to, enforce or to strengthen your mental faculties here, and to become better in what you are doing, and to have more fun in doing it, and also certainly with your live video. And so as I'm talking about live video, I think, imagination is a good thing, because you have to think of what the others might think in this moment, what are their questions, and so you can maybe already answer them. You have to have your will to also go through your live video and have the goal, what you would like to convey here. And then also the intuition, especially in interviews. I think this is so important to have this intuition, to have this empathy, to ask the right question at the right time, and not go like straight through your structure that you might have laid out and works like perfectly. But if it doesn't work, so then it doesn't work. So go for it and be flexible and change the way you do it. And then memory. So we talked about this a little bit about fear of going live 2 months ago. This is when I would say, go for your mental picture, what you would like to talk about, how you would like to be perceived, and how you would like to connect with your audience. And the perception and the reason as well. So of course, the way how you perceive a situation makes you relaxed or also stressed, hopefully the first, and also how you think of really what you would like to convey here. And so this was my presentation about your superpowers. And now look at this. Here we go. You can ask me anything if you like, if you have any thoughts. And thank you very much for your ideas during this presentation as well. And if you have any thoughts about this, of course, write them into the comments as well. If you're interested in this subject, in this topic, I would like to invite you to go a little bit deeper into it, because last week we have been talking about the purpose, and your purpose is your big goal that helps you to get the power, helps you also to have the strength, to go through or even difficult times, and also that gives you the passion to really do what you like to do. And then the question would be here, how can you find out what is your purpose and what gives you the power? And here I would like to especially invite you to this webinar that I am preparing right now, and that is happening next week. The webinar is about power and purpose and how you can realize your power and your purpose, especially when we all know, and let me just switch the camera, when we all know that it's not so easy at times. So you might have your big goal and the things that fire you up, but how can you then achieve them? What is the important thing to make it work? And here there come some other factors into play that can hold us back and, well, throw us back where we used to be and frustrate us and basically throw us into the start position. And to be successful and to have the best life ever, it is really important to be aware of this and to follow your purpose, and no matter what. And so this is my offer to you to get into this subject, and I'm sharing some super interesting thoughts and insights about how you can step into your power and purpose with another expert. And this is happening next week by Wednesday the 17th in the German language on the 17th, and on the 18th in English. So if you're interested, here is the sign up list for the webinar. It is easy to scan in this QR code here, and this is the possibility then to get into the waiting list, and then you are able to receive the link. It's going to be a webinar conference, where I am happy to send you the direct link then. Okay, and so this is the outside view to Geneva here, and let me just also offer or give you a little glimpse into something that would be super interesting to listen to this weekend. I'm sure if you are, let's just do it like this. So if you are interested in more about going live, about the right tech set and the right mindset, I have something here to listen to. This is the podcast, live broadcasting. And if you scan this in, you will be directed directly on the landing page here. And you can then listen to it on all the podcast players that are available. Thank you very much for this session here today on how you can move on and how you can become better and better with your goal and to really achieve your goal. And this is also something where my will today has brought us and I'm happy that for your interest and also for your questions. And if they are coming, even if you see this as a replay, don't worry, let me know, and I'm happy to answer the questions later on. Thank you very much, all Facebook users. And here we go again for my standing invitation for the next week for the webinar happening on Wednesday and on Thursday, if you're interested. And then I see you next Friday at around lunchtime or around this time if there something comes in between. Looking forward for staying in touch and wishing you a great weekend. Bye.